friends, welcome back to my channel. I'm Rainy. If you're new here, welcome. If you're a returning friend and you like my Flosstube stitching updates, welcome back. I'm just happy for everybody who's here. This will be my February stitching update. It was a little bit of a slower month for me, I feel. But that being said, I touched all my projects in January, and this month I did not. So, and it took me longer to, like, I just didn't get that many stitches in a day in February. So I guess that's why I feel like it was a slow reading month or stitching month. Also was kind of a slow reading month, but that's a different video. um, it is March 3rd, Sunday, March 3rd, as I'm filming this. I was going to try to film on the 1st, but a college friend came to visit me um, the Friday night into Saturday. So while I did stitch while she was here, um, there wasn't going to be any filming happening. So we had a good time. My college roommate also came and had dinner with us on Friday, so that was nice. And yeah, it was fun. It was a good time. It was a good little mini reunion. Um, I get to see my college roommate fairly frequently because she just lives in a town that's like 30 minutes from me. So uh, while she has kids, so that makes our visits less frequent than they used to be. We do try to get together like a couple times, every couple of months, we'll try to get together. So, but this other friend that came to visit, she lives like 2 hours away. So, and has a very busy schedule. So we don't, well, probably haven't actually seen her in a couple of years. But anyway, like I said, it was a bit of a slower reading. Oh my gosh, stitching. Yikes, stitching month for me in February. But I did stitch on 5 projects, plus a knitting whip. So I don't have anything finished, but I have a half-finished knitting project that I'll show you. And then a bunch of whips and even, shocker of shockers, some haul. I know, I'm not a big haul person, but I went a little off the rails in the month of February. So while the stitching was slow, the buying was not. So I have quite a few things to show you in that regard. So let's just hop right into the whips, and I will show you my knitting whip first. So this is half finished, and it just happened to be laying here beside me on my desk. So you have actually seen this project before. I've stitched it before, but it is the Springborn, I believe, mitts from, ooh, see, I wasn't prepared for this project. So I will put it here. Ellen something? Ellen Hauser? Something Hauser Designs. So I made these for my mother for her birthday, I believe, last year. But then a friend of mine messaged me and was asking about like what good fabric was for mittens, because she lives in a very warm climate. So I'm assuming she probably doesn't wear a lot of warm things. But she now, and I'm not even going to try to pronounce the name because I feel like I always get it wrong. But she has this thing where basically her extremities, her fingers and stuff get like really, really super cold, like to the point where they can turn white, red and white. And I have a coworker who also has that. And like I just found out about that this year and from him. And then ever since then, like people have been popping up in my life that say they have it. But anyway, she was asking me about like fabrics for mittens. And she told me why. And I said, well, it looks like I have another knitting project because she said she was recommended by her doctor to have a pair of like fingerless mitts to I'll wear in inside whenever like there's air conditioning and things like that. Like she lives in a warm climate, like I said, so I'm assuming they always have air conditioning where she is. So I have finished well, almost finished the first mitt. I just have to find, I have to find some double pointed needles. This is the thing, like when I do mitts, I leave them unfinished for so long because I do not like double pointed needles and I cannot figure out any other way to like successfully do the like finishing touches on the thumbs. So so I have to get some double points and I think I'm gonna have to get some shorter double points for that. So this one is like 99% done because I'm basically just going to make a little bit of a cuff sort of like up here and bind it off and that's it. But I have started the second one, but it's probably only, I think, well, I don't know. It might be up to here by now. I think I have started into the main color work there. So, but I really like how this one's turning out. I actually like it better than when I made it for my mom because I think I used the wrong needle size for my mom's. So they came out bigger. And also you were supposed to have a contrasting color down here, which I did. I used like an orange that I had for my mom's, but I actually just kind of like it all like two colors. So, and I just like that they're like the right size. It just looks better that way. So, yeah. So that's mitt number one. And I don't know, hopefully mitt number two will be done in November. Oh gosh, I hope before November. In March, hopefully. So next, we'll be getting into the stitching whips. And the next thing I'm going to show you is my mini night cafe by Heaven and Earth Designs. The artist is Leonid Afremov. And hopefully I'm popping a picture up of the finished product. And then hopefully, again, I should have a picture of where you saw it last. And now, here it is now. Now, I told you that I did stitch a little bit while my friend was here over this weekend, so there is a little bit more done than I'm going to give you the stats for. We're going into March a little bit with this picture, but in February, I stitched 4,354 stitches, and I got to 20.52%. And that's a lot. Like stitching on this every day. I think there's only been one day in the year so far that I haven't stitched on it. And I started out at like 2.5% in the year. So I'm already at 20%. That's really exciting to me. My goal with this one, because it's a mini, it's only 50,800 and some stitches, which, I mean, for some people probably sounds like a lot, but for a full coverage Heaven and Earth design, that's small. So I think I can possibly get it done this year if I keep on my schedule. Right now, I think on Stitch Pal, it says I have to do 133, 132 stitches a day to get it done by December 31st of this year. So we shall see. My next whip is the Shire Painting, and this is by Thread of Magic that was on Etsy, but there was a little panic moment with this project. And then we went to try to find Thread of Magic on Etsy, and it looks like they have disappeared. So I don't know if it was because more patterns were like this, but it turns out that it is not totally pattern keeper friendly because there is a number and like a symbol that they have connected to one floss number, but it pulled in a bunch of other symbols that looked similar. They were all the ones that had like a thin square around it and then a symbol in the middle of it. And it came out to, I forget about 700 stitches, maybe a little bit more, in this whole piece. So, and they're all kind of in the same area. So it's not after we had some panic time, because I have a group chat with a few of my Flosstube friends here that are doing this piece, and we all panicked when I brought this to their attention that I noticed this, and we were all considering scrapping it. But then the next day, went through the pattern keeper to see what was missing on the pattern keeper chart, and what it was in. Like when I highlighted, I think it was 223 was the number. When I highlighted 223, all of those symbols that matched the paper chart that I had were highlighted with it. So I kind of went through it and I wrote down all the different numbers that were attached to that. So we kind of decided that we were going to still stitch it and either like leave that particular number 223 till the end, and then which is probably what I'm going to do, and then like kind of transfer over to the PDF pattern and just like pick out the symbols on it. So yeah, it's going to be a little bit of a pain, but this is going to take so long anyway. It's really like 700 stitches in the long run is really not a big deal. So we decided we're not going to scrap it. We're going to continue with it for now anyway. So anyway, I don't know if I took a picture of it at the end of January, but I will get a screenshot from my video, if I don't. But here's where it was when you saw it last, and then here it is now. So I did a total of 1,202 stitches. Is that right? Did I say that correctly? 1,202 stitches in the month of February, and I got to 3.29%. So that's pretty good. And this has a lot of stitches. I didn't write down how many stitches are in this, but it's going to take a while, and it's very confetti heavy. So that's why I was like, I don't want to just like scrap this because I've already taken a lot of time to just even get this far. So I'm willing to just, suffer through 700 stitches for the grand finish of the whole thing. So but yeah, so far we're just in tree and sky. We'll probably be there for a while. But I think I'm going to start working down the piece so that I can get to the hobbit hole. And that way I won't be just working in sky and in green, green tree forever. So I might end up like trying to fix that a little earlier than I thought. I don't know. We'll see. I don't have any like burning deadlines on this, so I don't mind too much. The next whip I have to show you is the Our Father. I think that is the name of the pattern. And it is by Anne Makes Things. I believe she does have an Etsy shop, but she had this pattern on her website, her blog, for free. So, and I follow her on Instagram and everything. So I will put her website, and if I can find her Etsy shop, I will put her Etsy shop below. I'm pretty sure she has one, but I'll put both things down below. But this is what it will look like, and this is hopefully where you saw it at the end of January. And this is where it is now. Now, I worked on this today. So I finished today. I finished name, and I went up to heaven. So yeah, but pretty much everything else was done. Well, not everything else was done in February, but this is on 14 count Ada from Hobby Lobby. It was a gift from my friend Marcia. And I did a total of 340 stitches in the month of February, and I got to 27.36%. So this one goes really fast. I'm only using one color so far. Um, I love purple. Purple is my favorite color actually, but I'm getting a little bored of just stitching on the words of this. But I'm getting to the beginning of the prayer. So, in that one, the first two, the Our Father, the first two letters have some additional colors in it. So I'm hoping by maybe next Sunday I can start the title basically and get some new colors in there just to give it a little bit of pop because I feel like it needs a little more color at this point. But I love how it's looking so far, and I should have plenty for the second half down there. So yeah, this is definitely going to be too big to go in that little stitchy prayer journal that I talked about that only has one thing so far. But that's okay. I don't care. I might actually, depending on how big this turns out, which I can't remember, I might actually get like a bigger scrapbook and scrapbook like things that it doesn't matter if it's tiny or not. So I actually do have big, like 12 by 12 scrapbooking albums, and I don't really scrapbook anymore. So I may convert those into scrapbooks for my bigger pieces that would fit in a 12 by 12 page protector. So that's a thought. I might actually, the one that I did earlier from My Big Toe Designs, it is I cut it down to to an A5 size, but I might actually try to scrapbook that one and like put some nice paper around it and stuff and stick it in a 12 by 12 and just go that route instead. But we'll see because I got to get like at least one other thing done before I do all that. So yeah, we'll see. But I like that one. So then the next one I have for you is Sugar Plum Dreams by Lindy Stitches. And I started this one in December for the Jingle Ball that Lindy Stitches hosts. And I decided to kind of make this my snow day stitch, which we didn't really have that many snow days this year. And I'm not sure that we will have any at this point. It is currently 60 degrees outside. Um, and it is quite hot in my house right now. And I like feel a desire to turn on my air conditioning, but I'm not going to. I will not turn on my air conditioning yet. um, but anyway, so I might just like put it in my rotation to try to get more stitches on it instead of like having it be for a certain thing. So anyway, this is what it will look like when it is done. And this is what it looked like when you saw it the last time. And this is what it looks like now. I got his whole head done. Well, I mean, not his whole head, but you can see that it is a horse now. And I did, oh, this is also on 18 count Ada, and it is Rainy Day by Stitch Me. My friend Mandy from Mandy Pinecone on Instagram and Coffee and Stitches with Mandy on YouTube sent this to me. And I did 115 stitches this in February, and I got to 12.98%. Why I just didn't keep going to get to 13% beyond me. But here we are. So, but I think it's going really quickly actually. If I would just like bust it out more often, I think I would get through this horse because the horse is all one color basically. So it can be tedious, but it also goes really fast. So if I could just sit down with this like even once a week, I probably would get this horse done pretty quick. So maybe that will be my plan. Maybe I will try to make this like a Saturday, like 100 stitches on a Saturday or something like that. I don't know. We'll see. And then the last thing I worked on in February was Minnie the Nativity by Heaven and Earth Designs. and the artist is, I think, Donna Gelsinger. And here's what it will look like when it is finished. And I worked on this on the 24th and the 25th of February. That is kind of my rough goal, if I remember, is to pull this out on like what would be Christmas Eve and Christmas Day each month. So um, this one is really, I'm really enjoying this one. It's not too confetti heavy, although there are definitely places where it gets confetti heavy. But for the most part right now where I am, it's not too bad. So here is, oh, did I put where you saw it at the end of last month? There it is. And here is where it is now. I am really enjoying this one. I put in 212 stitches in those 2 days, or 211 stitches in those 2 days, and I got to 7.07%. So I am very pleased with that. And I'm just kind of filling in the sky at the moment. My goal is I wanted to kind of outline this wise man guy, but I'm also sort of working in columns to get it filled in so that, I'm not just like going all over the place. So, and then I kind of am forced to work on some confetti. Yeah, so it's kind of what I'm trying to do is trying to fill in at this point. But I am really happy with the way it looks because sometimes when I'm looking at it, I can barely see that palm tree and it looks really fuzzy to me, but in the viewfinder, it looks awesome. And actually now that I have more around it, it looks better to my normal eye, my naked eye. So yeah, so I'm very happy with it. It's turning out wonderfully. So maybe, I don't know, I'm vaguely already considering that this one may be my focus on a finish for next year in 2025. But we'll see. We'll see how much of it I get done by the end of this year, if that is a feasible option or not. So those are all of my whips for the month of February. But now I'm going to get to the haul portion of the program, which I generally don't have. I don't usually buy a significant amount of stuff. But yeah, I went a little hug wild last month. So first of all, and I will probably just have to put up like the Etsy picture on the screen. But I decided to get a couple of the Vivsters Quaker flags. If you've been on Flosstube for any length of time, you have probably seen that there is a sale going on called the Quaker flag sale. I think I don't know, but I am not particularly participating in the sale. Not even sure when I'm going to start these flags, but I have been interested in trying a Quaker design for a while. They're just they just look nice. So I've been wanting to try one. And when I originally went on Vivster's Etsy shop, she had a Czechoslovakian flag, but she didn't have the Czech Republic and the and Slovakia separately. So I was like, I kind of would like to see if she actually does the Slovakian flag, because my heritage is Slovakian and Irish, and surprisingly, I found out possibly. Well, I found out through one of those ancestry or 1, 2 or 3andMe something, whatever that's called, that my uncle did, that we are actually somewhat Italian. So, but I decided to just go with the ancestry that I've known my whole life. And I bought the Slovakian flag, which I will put here, and I bought the Irish flag, which I will also put here. I did not buy the USA flag because there is another one And, oh, I cannot remember who they are, but it's a really popular one where they have all the states listed out, and a lot of people like put the state where they live or like where they were born and where they live now in a different color, like in a gold or something. And I think that eventually I would like to do that one instead. So I think what I want is to do that United States flag, and then like the Slovakian flag and the Irish flag beside it. So that's the plan. We'll see. Like I need to basically live till I'm 200 for for any of that to happen. But I just wanted to make sure that I was able to get these two patterns, and we'll see when I start them. They shouldn't be like too difficult, I wouldn't think. But yeah, we'll see. So then also I bought from Lindy Stitches the Little Strangers birth sampler. And it's a set of two different patterns. And one of them says hello or hello tiny stranger. And I have a friend who is pregnant, and she and her husband would just think that that was cute. I don't know that all of my friends would like kind of think that that was funny or or whatever, but these friends would. So I'm excited to try to, hopefully I can get my act together and actually get this stitched by the time she is due. I think she's due like in the middle of the summer sometime. Um, so I have some time, but also I can't just like leave it. And then I have another friend from church who's pregnant, and I would like to make her maybe the smaller one that she can just like put on the door. I believe she knows she is having a boy, I think. Um, so yeah, I think it would be, I mean, either way, neither one of these is like a gender specific pattern. But anyway, so then I bought that, and then I also bought some fabric that I'm going to use for both patterns. I think the original, like the mock-ups or the model stitches are done on different fabric, but I decided to just use the same fabric, but I got two different cuts. So I got this from 123 Stitch, and this is 20 count beige white petite point Ada, and I forget, and I thought that it would say on here, but it doesn't. Does it say on here? No. Oh my, I forget who it's by, but I will like put it here somewhere. But um, but yeah, I thought this was really cute, and hopefully it will be. It looks real easy to stitch, so I'm excited about it. So yeah, I got to get my act together, because if I'm gonna make both of them, and I think they're both due around the same time. So one of them though, I have to wait anyway until the baby's born to know the name. I know the last name, but I don't know. I don't at this point. I don't even know if they know what they're having, so I wouldn't know necessarily in advance what the name is anyway. But if I can find out the name prior to the being born, then I will stitch it in early and give it to them. But if not, I'll have to wait till he or she is born, and then try to like real fast stitch the name in. But I don't think that'll be too difficult. But yeah, I'm looking forward to that project. It's just going to be making myself started, because I feel like I'm getting a little overwhelmed with all the things that I want to start, but all the things that I already have going. And I don't know what to do. So, okay. Oh, and then the last patterns that I bought, I just randomly clicked on Country Magic Stitch the other day. I think it was Sarah from Stitch and Mommy. She is doing Welcome to Endor for her son, and I just really like it. It's simple, but it's kind of got a vintagey vibe. I'm not a Star Wars person though, so I commented on her last Flosstube, and I said, "Oh, I really like Visit to Endor or Welcome to Endor, whatever it's called. I wish they had a Narnia pattern. And or I just said, what did I say? I just said, oh, can you tell me where you got that again? Um, I want to see if they have a Narnia pattern. So she sent me the link, and so I sent it to my friends Leanne and Angie and Alicia, who all have floss tubes, and we all have like a little group chat that we enable each other in. I sent it to them because they all really like Harry Potter, and Lord of the Rings and all that stuff. So I sent it to them, and we all just went crazy because they were having a sale, and we bought a bunch of things. So I bought a set of 3, and it was the Harry Potter series, a set of 3. Um, Welcome to Hogwarts School, Welcome to Hogwarts Express, and Welcome to Hogsmeade, because I really want to do Welcome to Hogsmeade, and I think that's the first one I'm going to stitch, because I believe my friend Amanda maybe started that a long time ago. I don't know if she ever finished it. She doesn't have a channel or anything, and I haven't asked her about it in a while. But I remember her showing it to me at least one time, and I really liked it. So I really want to start that one, but I liked the other ones too. So I got the set of 3, and then I got Welcome to Narnia because I saw that one, and that was the one that I was looking for originally. And then I got Welcome to Rivendell because I really love Rivendell. Like if there was, well, I love the Shire, but I already have that Shire piece. So, but if I had to choose probably where I would want to live, it would probably be Rivendell because realistically, the Shire's nice, but living underground feels like there'd be a lot of bugs, and I'm definitely not a bug person. So I feel like Rivendell would be more at my speed. So, so yeah, I bought that. I really like it. So those were my patterns that I hauled and some fabric this week, or this month. That's enough. I don't need. I'm not going to be a weekly hauler. I can't be that person. So yeah, so that was fun. But now we got to actually stitch the things. But oh, okay. So now we can talk about plans for March. So I think I didn't say that what was the one that I did for oh, blah blah blah. What am I doing? Oh, okay. So Shire Painting that I did in February. I had spun the Tiny Decisions wheel. I have a Tiny Decisions wheel set up for my 5% by 2025 projects that I'm doing with Leanne and Alicia and Angie. And then anybody else who wants to do it, we have a hashtag. 20, what did I say? 5% by 25, I believe. Sal. I will put it below because I never remember what it is. But so I have a Tiny Decisions wheel with all of my projects that I want to get to 5%. And then another wheel that I have a stitch count goal. So I have anywhere from I think like 500 stitches, maybe 200 stitches, all the way to 1,200 stitches. So the Shire Painting got 1,200 stitches right off the bat. My first time spinning the wheel got to 1,200. So this month in March, because after I finish that, I'm not spinning for another project until I finish my goal on the last piece. So this month in March, I got 600 stitches on what's the name of it? Oh, I'm getting tired, people. Grand Library Fire. And I finished that, so spoiler. And then I just spun for my next stitch, which got 1,000 stitches. I won't tell you which one it is because I already spoiled it for Grand Library Fire. But so I sorry, got a text. Oh gosh, I'm getting distracted. I got the 600 stitches that I needed in Grand Library, and 1,000 stitches in the one that I got for this time shouldn't be too bad. And then I think that's kind of how I'm going to go, is just like when I finish a goal on something, I will spin the wheel for the next stitch. So we'll see how long that takes me and how many things I get to in that amount of time. I'm also going to try to continue to do my Sunday stitch. I'm trying to remember to do that every Sunday, maybe a couple extra times during the month. And of course, 130-esque stitches on Mini Night Cafe every day this month. So far I'm doing well on that goal. I'm very motivated to have that one done by the end of the month. I think I forgot to say too, when I was doing Mini Night Cafe, that I tried to kind of do the Royal Rose method on that one. So that's why I have some parked threads. I really don't like parked threads. But I think too, on that particular piece, it's kind of almost necessary because it's just so confetti heavy. But I kind of went away from Royal Rose specifically, and I think I'm just going to kind of work in columns of, like kind of the same idea, but like not be so strict. And if I'm going to park my threads, I kind of like to park them below. It just seems to keep them a little bit more out of my way than if I park them to the side, which is what I think what the Royal Rose method kind of wants you to do. I don't really enjoy that, so I don't know if I will continue doing that or not. But I'm just kind of haphazard. I sort of like color completing, at least in a section. And I'm probably more of a typewriter method person than anything else. So I probably will do that, more going forward, just kind of picking the next symbol in the row and completing it on the page until it's done. So that just seems like more my speed. But so anyway, I am rambling at this point. I gotta probably make sure I have all my stuff together for work tomorrow, get this edited so you can actually see pictures and things, and I will talk to you in my next video, which might be a booktube video, because I should have finished a vlog today, but I don't know if I will. We'll see. I'm like done up, so I might. So we'll see. All right. Anyway, I will talk to you next month, if not before. All right. Bye, friends.